goddesses and gods, just as they had asked. I had given this one whole semester to them. The entire energy was given to them. Turns out they are not intelligent enough to accept that holistic heal without having some sort of payment for themselves. We do it in a Pujyam Prakasham. And because I didn't like the energy that they were giving me in return for that project that they wanted to play out. Everything has to be kept hidden, everything has to be kept a logic which supports a framework of thought that this data belongs to us, intellectual property rights, this and that. I don't go for that logic. Everyone knows that for a fact. So I have been given one whole semester to this logic. Of course, here and there I did come back to the sunset. I also did go about doing things in this goddesses and gods realm for the cosmic space quantity influx domain and alpha omega passive effect. Sure, subject your entire setting, intelligence, altruism, prudence, clairvoyance, clairaudience, one earth, one family, one future, one sun, one grade, one god. All these are the greatest gods and gods of all time. And banking system, passive existence, one husband, smoking and chewing tobacco, intoxication stop, alcohol intoxication stop, animals and drugs stop, gambling, otherwise stop, any speaking, traffic stop, corruption stop, LGBTQI plus stop, abortion stop, surrogacy stop, pornographic possibility stop, all opportunities, best cause, technology, goddess and gods for good and prakasham, everything that is full of ethics and integrity, free of cost all over the cosmos. You know for a fact that I just, ball game, I was just letting them have a play, allowing them to play, making them move on the field, giving them a chance to do what they are. I've just been doing that, just allowing them to do what they want to do. I'm not been at my full force as I used to be. Few days ago, you could see me everyday logic posted and little bit of that thing. So even before the semester ends and before the end semester examinations begin, that logic has been played out already is what I am essentially getting into. Such a strong logic going on, which I was then at that point looking into a different dimension altogether for them. And I intended it to happen this way because they start crying and making stories up for themselves. That this happened, that happened. They are not up for conversation. They are, very young is what I would say. They are yet to realize what it is. They did several things, and it's a bit of to and fro. Once the end semester examinations come to an end, and before the Satipatthana even happens, you can see a lot of logic play out, that equanimity set in. Next year's logic is the last time I will ever give an examination with this kind of a logic. No more examinations I have to ever attend in my life. It is only going to be in-house project work or PhD thesis work or something like that, which one can do alone without going through the day-to-day logics of what it is. Which then doesn't use too much of resources of India, that is Bharat also. You know how it is, family is family, you hold family for life. You can all see what they are doing. Satyam Jayate Vayame Vallum. Anyway, it's like Guru Satyanarayan Goenka in the tradition of Saiji Bhajan also speaks about it. He spoke that you met a being 10 years ago. Lord knows how they were 10 years ago. But the logic, the vibration that they were giving out 10 years ago is what you based out of the entire cosmos even today. And therefore day to day, every day coming and having some regular logic play itself out. It's very important. I didn't speak. I was just keeping my Facebook deactivated. No social media, because you must just let go of social media. All the nonsense that they used to speak online, social media is doing this, social media is doing that, it's not good for us, it's not a healthy thing, and look at all the nonsense that gets all the promotions and all the advertisements, and the valuable thing just gets lost, which is true also. So without social media, you could just pick up the book, you could just look into etymology, you could just quietly go about doing your own things through the day. You could run your own empires without ever being questioned of what you were ever doing. Everything was going supremely smooth. No one knows why, we don't know what you are, who you are, and what it is, and usually everyone is there on these platforms. Why are you not? It's all a question that and then they use it to leverage that perhaps this being was just that, which is totally not what I am. Therefore, a clear written word on the stance of who I am and what it is has been laid out, and you can see it with the smoking and chewing tobacco and toxin stop, alcohol and toxin stop, animals and drugs stop, gambling otherwise stop, any species being trafficked stop, corruption stop, LGBTQ stop, abortion stop, surrogacy stop, pornographic possibilities stop, follow cosmos, let's follow Joannex, see what is not for a Pujan Prakasham, everything that is full of ethics and integrity free of cost all over the cosmos. Now I am the president of the cosmos, I am Caesar the invented one himself, granted reckoning grace out the cosmos, that does not change, I am God. One true God made all beings into the greatest goddess and gods of all time. I never saw anyone else in the cosmos ever say all of this other than me, myself. There is no one in the cosmos, even to this day, who is accepting this 24/7, 365. They also have done their own life and lived through it to the point that they have to go through it. That day I did speak this, therefore today I must go through this and accept this. We have all stood here with this life of ours, and we truly believe that what we have done, fully attest to what we have done, and therefore we must go through it. This logic though that I am going through is, when I was young itself I figured it out, therefore I was able to do this. Or even in your past life, you are just going through grace infinite and doing things, and it just occurred like that. This generation wants well-being. Several logics have been played out to the point that you have allowed it to happen to like that, to turn out like that. You're going to see a lot of change, because I have a lot of energy that I wish to just cleanse and let go of. So if they are there, they are there. If they are not there, God knows what can happen. It's all known fact. I did not take them away, okay. They went them by themselves. That's all there is to it. Keeping them alive in this state of mind, for how long is it possible? It's not possible to keep them alive also every day, just being nice with Sita, Vesita, Pasita. How many times can I do this for you? To keep you all alive and joyful and ecstatic, and you not changing one bit. You have to make it into a daily habit pattern for yourself. You have to change yourself. If you don't change yourself, who will come and do it for you? Someone else will come and read the book for you, or someone else will do the work for you, or someone else will have your meals for you. Or it can happen that you had a meal, someone else also felt full. It can happen that you read the book, someone else got benefited by the fact that they also were able to read the book because of you. They felt that vibration. It can happen. All of those things are possible. Though, how long will they be able to do it? sustain that logic. A lot of free time to what it is. I'm boundless at that point, I'm not bounded by going through a timeline of maintaining a curriculum or a stance and just going through it, owing to the fact that I have to go through it and letting it happen the way it has to happen. We've already looked into dimensions of economics, art, history, social sciences, music, video, logics, maths, physics, biology, chemistry. Looked into all of it. Engineering logics have been played out, and having said all of that, one whole year I will be having to just look into whatever they have taught themselves out in terms of what it is, and then just open up the entire domain for what it is. Just being seated still, just reading through whatever I need to read through. Concepts are concepts. They are concepts, they are etymologically it's going to be a totally different second half of the year of the Father 2026. I know this for a fact. There's no pressure onto me. Everything has been taken away. I let you all do whatever you wanted to do. Just allowing others to play the game, the sport, the way they wanted them to play. Just observing, because I was asked to keep like this. It was like a few more changes around the office. Why would I want to do it to that point that it looks like that? It is more than enough. They'll start crying. Where will we go? Where will we go live? This has been our home. But this is my home too. And you are all doing wrong things. But this has been our home. We can do wrong things in our own home. It is not that we have been doing wrong things ourselves. On a relative scale, we have allowed others to do wrong things. There are not intelligent investors in Bharat also. India, that is Bharat. Indian goddesses and gods, where the profit exists, is where they invest. I mean, it's not like intelligent investing, because they themselves don't have a motive or say on the table. They'll be like, this share is performing well, let's just all of us go and invest over here. Whichever side it is, leaders, opposition, or whoever it is, they'll all invest together only, right? Can the future foresee to the point that they will invest into the right dimension? Plus, they are all not youthful. They are afraid of war and everything. This is an era of peace. If I say it's an era of peace, it's an era of peace. Look at this. Then only it will be an era of peace, Does it make a real difference? I've been meditating, I've been meditating. The more I meditate, the more I perform my asanas, automatically the dimensions will happen the way they are. Now, how educated my goddesses and gods are also plays a huge role in it. And the ones who are educated with the degrees and everything, that is all they are. Their standard is that they hold a degree, even if they are a postdoc, or even if they are having doctorates or postdoctorates or like postdoctoral fellowships or like whatever they hold. They are only there. They are not really capable of it. That is something that I've learnt. It's the truth. Satyam eva jayate vayame vellum. You yourself, can you tell me what you are and what you are doing and how will you present yourself? And turns out even postdoctoral candidates don't even have broadband at their homes. How come they became like, how they just use their mobile cellular data and it's good now. Now we have truly 4G, 5G unlimited. Fine, it is what it is. They are, you have to make a little bit more of an investment, and it is you have to pay a little bit more, and if you paid a little bit more, then maybe you will get a little bit the ability to invest in a possibility. Today I paid a little bit more, others will be benefited a little bit more. That the point where you start remunerating, giving away, that has not happened to any one of them, whoever I've met. They want to give away to all the nonsense things in life. It takes a lot of time to set in to that logic. Giving away is something that happens a lot. Dana, as they call it. Once it sets in, you realize. They want to be capitalist, though they don't have dana in them yet. They want to be number one GDP, though they have not yet figured out what dana is. Danam. Unless you have that remuneration and all, they don't understand economics, The point is true. They don't claim their rightful share also. You say, you yourself have not done any dana. You want the other person to do dana. How will it happen? Actually, 1 rupee you give. Other one will take, few billions or trillions. We will do it like that. You give 1 rupee at least. The Pujyam Prakashan will increase the Pujyams on it. They were of the mindset that they are ready to give back, remunerate, not hold it on for themselves. Real work has to be done on the ground also, is what is being asked of me, and I've been just seated at home and not. I've actually worked in the field. It's not that I have not done anything also. This is field work in 2026. This is how one operates. And when you meet someone they have all come to tell us the truth only. When you meet someone personally, your interaction and your conversation skills are very powerful. You take over the other being. totally is what they have confirmed it with all of us. And, very energetic, enthusiastic, charismatic, top notch, all of it, known fact. But the God in the room, everyone accepts it. Therefore, all beings are the greatest goddess and gods of all time. Pachi Vachi sings on all fronts. Comes to health, wealth, and wisdom, if I'm just the only God in the room, my health will do something to myself. That's what it is. Nowadays. I am all for work which has to get instantly published. I'm also for the logic that I can't wait for peer reviews to happen, because I have noticed usually the ministries and the legislators are 2 to 7 months ahead of everything. They put it up, and then the ministries have come up with this, and you have to work on it, and that's the fact. And then what is the established logic on this happens several months later on Scopus or something. It's true. You find one possibility or two possibility which is something remotely, it's all data that is there, and all right, it exists. And when it comes to first principles or anything, the patented logic is something that I have looked into, which is far more capably correct. The question always comes, there are so many beings who work and who get things done, though they are not able to ever do publications. Or why do they don't want to do publication? Is also a reason to it. They don't want to go through this peer review nonsense. Once you are well established in the community of these possibilities, you will anyway get peer reviewed properly. Oh, it is from them. They have already written so many things. Just let it happen, because it will work, kind of a thing is what they have earned the name for themselves. Anyone can do this. Even when it is in the publication phase or whatever it is, your mind is active 24/7, 365. It will just happen. And the amount of data that I post, you tell me for a fact, the way the current AI and the logics are, I took some logic out of this research, whatever I'm doing. I posted it also. Then every day I post hundreds of things. You think that data will show up in those searches, because so much of data has been published. And at that point also, if I just tweak to balance the searching to optimization in a way, that will just remain as a possibility, a data log. Where it needs to get reiterated, it keeps on getting reiterated. Where it does not need to get reiterated, it does not get reiterated. It's a truly novel thing. Only our publication had it, and then only you, through this, even though if I gave you open access, which I myself paid for, I paid for open access so that everyone else may view it upfront to you. And who are you? Just a publication, a journal, who have done over several decades or something, where valued data and brought it into a possibility where it looks a certain way. Otherwise, what value does these publications and journals have? What good do they do? What best do they bring to the table? They are going to bring peer review, a vibration to it. Okay, this was done, this was done, this was done. Can we take this much from this author? What is the extent to which we can conversate to that being, to bring that being into a certain existence within ourselves? That's all there is to it. Right? Well, that is true. Just rather go and build. I looked into the open source communities also. They are also, if you want to do it, you just go and build it only. You don't wait for any publication for this. Several beings who have just given away their code. I built it, that's all. It's there. I don't need to do a publication on this now. So much of data exists. How will you find it is what they are asking. That how will you value the data and it really works, and how, if not for peer review, that's the whole point. You published it, it works. Now, it was a really powerful code that someone else used to make money out of, they did it. I don't care. Eventually I said to them, okay, now it's been 1 or 2 years, you've been making money, make it free of cost. They will make it free of cost only. But it was your code. It was meant to be free of cost anyway, it was meant to be free of cost anyway, though you are not looking in the right direction. You're wanting to always look into the ways of money and wanting to get it done like that. You are always asking these questions for yourselves. You already knew the answer to it. You are just not looking deep enough. Now pay for it for 1 or 2 years. Why must I be bothered? You had a duty to post it on our forum, on our website, and we would have made it free for those 1-2 years also. Why must I do this now? Okay, I'll do it also. What are you going to offer me now? You have to spend your money to make it happen now. I'll do that also. I've looked at all of it, all of it. Voice is just a voice, it's some vibration there. Does it really make any difference? It does not. Elon Musk is the only being in the cosmos who knows about space, who knows about electric vehicles or something or what. No, he was the first one in that generation to do it. Now there are, Chinese have gotten the best at it, and when it comes to space launches also, the others are starting to play catch up. It's true. Uncle Elon Musk, at one point wants to make some profit, which he always has been. Today it is what it is. Nothing wrong with it. He has the right to do it. Few, possibilities on some possibility front, on some logics, it works. And no one will question it also. Within themselves, to the point that it changes completely. A radical, complete paradigm shift, unless they want to also. The thing at that point is, have I not done enough already, kind of a thing that they also start saying. Never I finally let you go this time also. Consuming my energy. Have been several beings for decades, thinking that this is how we are going to make it happen. Their own made-up logic. It's all going to come to an end. I think as it always was, Someone wants to let go of their body, they have to let go of their body only. Firm decision I must have had taken, long time ago I must have had taken. Rather now. They don't do the work, let them go away. Why must I always do the work for them? Keeping all of them alive, what am I going to get? Though I cannot kill, I cannot steal, I cannot lie, I cannot be involved in sexual misconduct, I cannot consume any intoxicants. It is what it is. Some work must be done before you start to sit still. I've already done that work. I don't know about all of you though. Will you be able to sit still? Have you done the work that for your goals to have been realized and acknowledged? In my case, I'm not going anywhere. The other ones are going to go away. You want that lifestyle, you have to go through it. What happens? Look what happened. You asked me, specifically all of you guys, you're in university life, can you give us a little bit more time? And then what happens? All over the cosmos again, just a little bit more time. Okay. Now the intelligence that you all are operating on, if I allow it to happen, what happens all over the cosmos? First we go for the Venezuelan logic, then we go for the Iran logic, then we go for logics at home also, then trade here and there also. The rest of it, it is stable only. Others are trying to do terrorism also in this nation. Do you know this? And the Savior was supposed to be, in Old Testament stories, he needs to be taken out also. Because he must be surely the wrong person. After all, with our limited set of intelligence, our family has 24/7, 365 taught us this. God is to be loved, God is to be worshipped, there has to be fear of God, we have to care for each other, we have to be compassionate, we have to be empathetic. We will not let go of the nonsense language that we utter. Even when I give you the truth, it's very clearly written out truth, you still cannot go out of it. Say cosmos, all over the cosmos knows we need peace, Now I have to operate on my frequency channel. A God asked me a question, are you the, logics that they are? I really truly am, because if I am, then you will actually feel what it is. You don't have a clue of what you are yourself. You are a child who has grown up in a very protected environment. Have you ever really walked through the nation? Walked through the nation without an armada of goddesses and gods backing you up, all alone by yourself? You cannot. Alone by yourself. Have you just moved through the land? Have you had the freedom to do that? And with that freedom, have you been responsible enough to look into the life that you all are? Always 5-10 beings around you. You have to go do this, you have to go do that. It does not work. To be really connected to the truth of what it is, you have to walk through them. Then you will figure it out, the truth of what it is. All by yourself, doing it one person, no media house, no logics playing it themselves out, no advertisement campaign, no nothing. Can you still render and reckon out the grace infinite? There's been only one being who has ever done it. You must know what you are looking at. When you utter the words, it's, you may find that today I really made it happen and sounded right. But it was not the other one. If they started to do it, imagine the intensity of what they would come up with. They're just allowing their children to play because their child doesn't know what to do. அந்த வேதனை அவர் வெறுத்துறாரு. அவர் சொல்றாரு, தாங்களோட வேதனை தாங்கள் சொல்றீர்கள், என் வேதனையை கேட்டு பார்த்திருக்கிறீர்களோ, வாழ்ந்திருக்கிறீர்களோ, அந்த வாழ்க்கையை தாங்கள் இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் வாழ்ந்திருக்கிறீங்க. You want something done on the ground, yes. You will make your goddesses and gods do it for you. The amount of logic that they had to play, for what? For nothing. Still they did it. For what reason? There was nothing that was being offered which was enough of a compensation. They just had to do it. You got all your lifestyle and everything. They got maybe their salary. You think that salary was enough? For the logic here, you had asked them to pay up. To a fellow goddess or a god, they had to do something. Because they are bound by their employer. This is your pay grade, you must act. This is some logic. To be in complete freedom is what one truly seeks. The words that was uttered was also just this. You consider all of this separate because Pujyam Prakasham has not happened to you. When out of the zero, you got nothing, but you are everything, you are just enlightening everything. Because that's the work, 24/7, 365, just being there. The energy is so intense that even they call it like that only, like, why God must you give light to even these beings? Why not just to us? God is God, he has to do what he has to do. God's intelligence only God will know. No? You all do what you have to do. But for God, enough of all of this. Let's go back to our noble silence. Finish them off. If you want to, keep them alive. If you want to, it's up to you. Sure, safe, secure, and respecting intelligence had to zoom